In February 1978, 5 men left a college basketball game in California and never made it home. Months later, their bodies would be discovered in a place they should have never been, deep in the wilderness, 70 miles off course, under chilling and unexplained circumstances. What happened to the Yuba County Five remains one of the most baffling cold cases in American history. This isn't just a story about people getting lost. It's about fear, survival, and a mystery that still haunts investigators nearly 5 decades later. The group came to be known as the Yuba County Five. All 5 men were from Northern California and had mild intellectual disabilities or mental health challenges, but they lived fairly independent lives. Jack Madruga, 30, an Army veteran. Bill Sterling, 29, quiet and deeply religious. Jack Hewitt, 24, known for his gentle demeanor. Theodore Wire, 32, with a big personality and a love for basketball. And Gary Mathias, 25, a U.S. Army veteran who had schizophrenia but was managing it well with medication. They were close friends and bonded over their love of sports. In fact, they were all part of a local basketball team for the mentally handicapped called the Gateway Gators. On February 24, 1978, they were excited for a game the next day. But first, they went to watch a college basketball game at California State University in Chico, about 50 miles from home. They never came back. The next day, when the men didn't show up for their own game, their families immediately knew something was wrong. These were routines they never missed. Authorities began searching and quickly found their car, a turquoise and white 1969 Mercury Montego. It was found abandoned on a remote, snow-covered mountain road in Plumas National Forest, far from any logical route home. Even more confusing, the car was in working condition and had enough fuel. Inside the car were candy wrappers, folded maps, and neatly stacked programs from the basketball game. No signs of struggle, no blood, just emptiness. Why had they gone up the mountain? Why leave a perfectly good car in freezing temperatures? A local man came forward and claimed he saw 5 men that night. He was in the same area, stuck in the snow, and said they helped push his car out. But when he offered to drive them somewhere, they refused. He was dismissed at first due to his own mental health history. For months, there were no more leads. The families grew desperate. Posters were put up, helicopters scanned the area, and ground teams combed the forests. Nothing. It was as if the men had vanished into thin air. Then summer came, and the snow melted, and with it came answers and more questions. On June 4, 1978, nearly 4 months after they disappeared, a group of motorcyclists stumbled upon a deserted Forest Service trailer in the mountains. Inside was the emaciated body of Theodore Wire. He had wrapped himself in sheets and taken off his shoes. The trailer was stocked with enough food to feed 5 men for months, yet the canned food was barely touched. Even more disturbing, there was a working propane tank that could have provided heat. Near the trailer, authorities later found the remains of Jack Hewitt and Bill Sterling scattered in the woods. Jack Madruga's body was discovered shortly after, lying near the road. His car keys still in his pocket, but one man was never found, Gary Mathias. His shoes were in the trailer, suggesting he had also been there, but there was no sign of him. His body has never been recovered. So what happened? One theory is that the men took a wrong turn, got stuck in the snow and panicked. But why hike over 20 miles into the mountains, deeper into danger, when they had a functioning car? Some suggest Gary Mathias may have led them astray. As someone familiar with the area from Army training, he may have thought the trailer was a safe haven. But that doesn't explain why they didn't use the resources there to survive. Another theory? They were running from something or someone. Some have speculated they were chased off the road or lured up there by a third party. But there's no evidence of foul play, only chilling silence. Others point to Mathias as the key. Since he was never found, some believe he may have survived, and his disappearance was intentional. Could he have had a psychotic break and led the group into the wilderness? But again, there's no proof. Just fragments of a tragic story that refuses to fit together. The Yuba County Five didn't just vanish. They walked willingly into the cold, into darkness, into a mystery no one has been able to solve. Today, nearly 50 years later, the forest remains quiet. The trailer still stands, slowly decaying, a monument to a question no one can answer. Why did 5 friends drive up a mountain they didn't belong on? Why didn't they use the food and heat available to them? And what happened to Gary Mathias? Maybe we'll never know. But until then, this chilling mystery remains one of the most disturbing unsolved cases in American history.